Hi, I'm Cody, Service Manager here at Kunes CDJR Sycamore, and welcome to another Kunes Car Combos. And today we're going to take a ride with James Korn, a board member of American Legion Post 77, in a 2023 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. And you're with, obviously, the American Legion Post 77. How long have you been there?
I've been there over 15, 20 years. Not for sure.
How long have you been on the board?
On the board, I've been on the board for the last 8 years.
Nice. And then you were also in a Veterans Drop Center, it's called?
It's a Veterans Drop-In Center. What it is, it's a center where they invite the veterans in for 2 meals a day. It starts they can come in at noon and they have to be out by 6. And they're able to have 2 meals and do laundry, take a shower if they want. Usually these veterans that come into the drop-in center are homeless.
So there's no charge for this? This is all just
no charge.
Giving back
it's
to
all
them.
Donated by veterans, corporate donators, and volunteers, all volunteers.
So they get to come in, they have a meal, do their laundry, obviously all the necessities to live life.
Take a shower, do whatever they need. We have clothes available if they need more clothes. It's all been donated by clubs, VFWs, any veteran associations.
So there's been a lot of people behind this thing, supporting it.
Yes. There's only 2 people that get paid. That is the director and the secretary, and the rest of it's all volunteer.
So people cooking the food, volunteer people
Cooking the food and everything. And like if we have a banquet or something, we have leftovers, we take it down there.
Got it. And then how does this happen? I mean, do you know back to the very beginning on, obviously it was just a great plan, obviously whoever came up with, hey, we need to make this part of the community. How does that actually happen?
It started out with the lady, she has passed away. She was our director 2009. It's been going since then. And just getting the people to come in and volunteer was her main objective, and getting a veteran a meal and clean clothes. And then it evolved. We got a house. We have a house in Rockford. It's on 4th Street in Rockford, and it's right down where it needs to be because that's where a lot of your homeless people are at.
So what challenges does it face? Obviously just starting up, anything that starts up has challenges, the basics, but now going since 2009, what stuff do you come across that is a challenge now?
Now it's we don't have enough room.
So it's got so big.
It's gotten big, and it's there's a lot of people that needs help out there, and it's basically this is for veterans and families of the veterans, but it's growing where there's so many homeless people, and it needs the help now, and that's a challenge to keep food coming, 2 meals a day, and
for each person.
Yeah.
How many people do you think coming through that door a day?
It's from 15 to 20 people a day.
Every day. Well, that's good. I mean, it's obviously they need it, otherwise they'd be stopping in. So,
right.
The people that are backing it, obviously the VFW. I mean, if somebody wanted to get behind this, what do they got to do? Is there certain parameters, or it's just basically?
We have corporate sponsors as well as volunteers from clubs and everything, but the corporate sponsors, the main people that keeps the heat on, water going in, electric and everything, and because it's a non-profit organization, so there's no making money here.
Sure. And I didn't even think about the behind the scenes stuff on, okay, not only are you guys giving out to meals and people to wash their clothes, take showers, but I mean, just to get from day to day, that home also has bills.
Right.
And you're not.
And that's where the corporate sponsors come in, because they help keep the taxes paid, the bills paid.
So when these guys are coming in, obviously, are you guys doing it with regular silverware, or the paper plates, or how? What goes into getting the food to the veterans?
Well, the people that donate the food usually come in with trays, throwaway trays, the aluminum pans, but to keep up with the silverware and everything, we use plastic and paper.
So that could become just a big
Right.
bill in itself. Just
Yes.
spoons, forks, knives. And where do you see this going? Obviously, you already said you're out of room. So is there a game plan? A bigger house, 2 facilities? Do they split this up?
They would like to go to a bigger facility, but right now it's not feasible because of the cost.
Got it.
And we like to keep it in that area because that's where the help.
You already stated that's right.
The help.
You don't want to walk in 4 miles to get help. That
No.
doesn't help them at all either.
Because they're all walk-ins. Nobody has a vehicle or nothing. They walk there.
So how can an individual help with this cause? If somebody's watching this and says, I want to get behind that, where do they need to go to get that information or to
They
help?
could go down to call the Veterans Drop-In Center and volunteer. Or like I'm a member of the American Legion, we took it on us to be a sponsor, to help sponsor the walk-in center.
And does the walk-in center, I know it's all volunteers, but is there anything events that they go to try to promote to get backing, or is this just word of mouth, strictly just whoever wants to help is helping?
It's strictly word of mouth and whoever can help. They do like the clothing drives and stuff. Well, we get so much clothing and everything, they'll, in the summertime, have a garage sale to help fund the rest of the year.
Very smart. Very smart. That's the way to use resources there. Now, when these guys are eating, do you guys take into fact of diets and what we're giving to the veterans to get them as much
protein?
Yes.
Yeah. The meals are all balanced meals, and but it's whatever we can get free, basically, because the food's donated.
So yeah, you don't get. It's not like you get to pick.
We don't
and
get a
choose.
choice of what we make.
Wow. And
they're very grateful. The people that come in, they know that they don't see it as a handout. It's more of a, I'm coming here. I got chores here to do. I'll do that chore, whatever it takes to get my meal and clean clothes.
And I guess let me back up then, because I think I misunderstood. The chores are for the people receiving the gifts.
Right.
Okay, I took that as the people that are volunteering, they have chores while they're there, which is cleaning up.
No, if you're coming in there, they'll give you a chore to do because they don't want you to come in and just sit. They want you to be busy. And they do have classes for like computers or whatever class they want, but it's between the time period of noon and 6 o'clock. They're only open from noon to 6 o'clock.
So it's not somewhere you can come stay. It's not somewhere you're hanging out. This is strictly to...
They have to, at the end of the day, they have to empty the house.
What do you think the veterans that are coming in, obviously food and clothing, but what do you think that their biggest obstacle is? Obviously being homeless. We're in northern Illinois. It's cold.
Cold.
I mean, it's cold.
Definitely.
Let's be honest. Is that the biggest thing? Is the heat during the summer being super hot and then the cold in the middle of winter, or what do you think it actually is?
It's probably the cold, but a lot of them go from the drop-in center to a overnight where they can stay inside a shelter
To get warm, to
keep warmer.
sure.
And then they walk back in the day at noon for their meal, and then they have supper at 6 o'clock.
What's the long-term plan? I mean, is it to grow? Obviously, I would assume the real plan is to get these guys off the street, get these veterans back on their feet where they can, continue to make it.
The long-term plan is to make them self-sufficient, where they can go out and get a job, and with the opportunity to have clean clothes, food, and everything. And they have classes where they can learn a trade or computer work or whatever. And they got people who will come in and help them search for jobs if they are looking.
Yeah, because let's be honest, when somebody shows up that's dirty, knowing that they're a veteran homeless, I mean, people are still going to judge people by that. So
Right.
then be able to come in, take a shower,
Get
get a meal, and be able to go search for something that's
Right.
attainable and a long-term goal.
And their goal is to try to get them interviews for work, and
And that's all done, too, in the drop-in center.
that's all done in the drop-ins.
So everything, I mean, from...
And it's all done by volunteers. People come in and help teach the class or work with the class. It's all done by volunteers.
So just people that have everyday lives and everyday jobs still making the sacrifice for them
Yes.
daily. And how many people actually volunteer at a time? I mean, obviously you don't want 30 people at once and 0 the next day.
Next day, right.
How do you split that up?
Like when the mills, they'll do it by clubs. Like the Post 77 is going to do the lunching, and they'll bring in their volunteers. It's like 5 people at the time.
Okay.
And then for supper, it would be a different club come in, and they'll have 4 or 5 people to help serve.
In the years that you've been there, what has changed the most? Has it always been in this one location, or have you guys moved to this? Because it started out as something that was not as big?
As far as I know, I've been in the same location for 9 years, and they are from 2009, but they just.
I mean, is there better couches now? Is there stuff to sit down and do? Is there TV?
We have tables and chairs. We don't let them come in to lounge. They otherwise they would make it
their own home, basically,
their home,
at
right.
that point.
So it basically is just table and chairs, the fold-out tables and fold-out chairs. We don't want them to lay down and make themselves comfortable. We want you to do your homework or your job in the drop-in center.
And so, did the lady that first, and maybe you don't know this, but the lady that first had it going, did she have an experience with somebody and had something of, oh my gosh, this is what we need? Or what's the story? How did it actually get to, we need this, especially in the Rockford and Belvedere, that area? How did we get to that?
She was pretty amazing. She was handicapped, and she spent the whole day on the phone soliciting help, trying to get organizations to come out, or trying to get people to come in to volunteer and stuff. That was how she did it, all from her phone, because she was handicapped.
So she's just calling, I got a vision, this is what we need.
Right.
Will you get behind me and we'll make this happen type of deal.
Yes, sir.
And you already said it's all nonprofit. So, I mean, anybody that did want to help, knowing that it's strictly giving back to the veterans on the street.
Right.
And where do you think this is, and I may already asked this and I don't remember, where do you see this ending? I mean, obviously we want to know the goal for
I'd like to see the homeless ending, but
Sure.
it's not going to happen.
Right. So, I mean, do you see in 10 years, we're going to move to a bigger location? I mean, do you see anything from what you guys are doing that's going to make a change?
No, I really don't, unless the corporate
Somebody big steps up.
in and helps. Otherwise, it's not going to happen.
Have you ever experienced the culture around the place? I mean, does the neighbors get behind this? I mean, what's the atmosphere around the building from neighbors?
The neighbors it's housing, public housing.
Okay.
So it's not the best neighborhood, but if you look at the homeless shelter or drop-in center, it's the only place kept up
In that area.
The rest of it's pretty trashed.
Which is sad to see too. But I mean, at least what you guys are doing is still being upkept. It's the buildings obviously
The
in nice
building,
condition.
everything, and it's if it wasn't for volunteers and corporate help, it wouldn't be happening.
And if somebody from corporate wanted to, again, you just said reach out to the drop-in center, just call it, just Google the number and just say, hey, we want to get behind you, and they'll obviously
And they have a website.
They do.
Yes.
And so they could go to that, and on there, does it say what they're in need of? Do they keep that updated?
If you go to the website, it'll give you what's needed. But, we need soap, we need toothbrush, we need mouthwash. That's every day, that's stuff we need. And a lot of people, when they donate, they think food products, but there's other products that we need. They need socks, they need razors. It's
Guys, there's just so many things that you really start talking and thinking about. It's like, wow, it's almost like a dog shelter. They don't need just dog food. They need bedding. They need
exactly.
Kleenexes. They need paper towels. They need stuff to clean stuff up. And now, do any of the veterans get to leave with anything, or it's just whatever you come in with, do your stuff?
They can leave with their clean clothes, and that they can't take nothing out of there. If you have food left over, you're welcome to take the food with.
Sure.
But that's the only thing.
You're not coming in and making 3 plates and taking off.
No. And if you have a family, they bring in families, homeless families, and they try to, if you have kids, they try to make sure the kids are taken care of and everything. But otherwise, it's mainly homeless veteran men. That's our biggest people that come in all the time.
And do them guys that are coming in, do they ever give you guys feedback on, hey, we need more of this, or we would like to see this? Our lives would be a little bit easier if this happened instead.
They're just so grateful to have a meal and a place to take a shower or get cleaned up or get clean clothes. They really don't ask for anything or recommend anything.
That's just how good of people they are. They're just thankful, like you said.
Very humble. They don't like being there, but they're glad that they have the opportunity to go get a free meal.
And do you have that website? I just want to let everybody know that if you're able to help or want to help or get any more information, it is www.veteransdropincenter.com, or you can call 815-713-8843. Obviously, just listening to Jim and what he's experienced just being there.
And there's the address.
Address 1539 South 4th Street in Rockford, Illinois, 61104. And obviously, we don't see this going, as you stated, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. It's not all people that are homeless, veterans, and non-veterans. They're just not going to all of a sudden just be off the streets.
Right. There's always somebody in need out there. And it's open for from 12:30 to 5 p.m. or no, from 12 to 6 p.m. and the meals are at 12:30 for lunch and dinners at 5 p.m.
So basically, yes, sir, they got an hour to eat, and you got close out for the day.
Yep.
And do it again. It's just really, I mean, there's so many things out there that you don't think of. And then when you hear a story such as this, it's like, wow, how is there not more of this? How is there not more people behind this? And I'd be honest with you, I just don't think people know.
They don't know, and plus, they don't have a car to get in and come down to the shelter. Where they have to walk. Wherever they go, they're walking. And there is some buses in Rockford. It will pick them up and drop them off to us, but otherwise they got to find a ride or walk.
And they're just trying to make it on their own. If they're sleeping somewhere, again, that's 4 miles away, all the energy they're going to try to get there to get just a meal, they're going to burn just getting back.
And so a lot of these veterans are proud people, and they don't like to ask for anything. They're very proud and humble people, and you basically have to offer it to them. They will not ask for it.
That's a challenge in itself too.
Yeah.
You want to help, you want to give back, but again, if the only way is to physically go tell them, hey, come on in. So if anybody does know anybody that is in need of help,
right,
you can send them down. This doesn't
send
have
them
to
down,
be
bring them down. However you could get them there, there will be help for them.
So it's not just asking or telling people about what they can do to help. I mean, it's also, if you know anybody that needs help.
We have a full-time secretary. It answers the phone every day. If you need help, she can find you help.
Then obviously, Jim, you're a veteran yourself?
Yes, sir.
Where were you at?
I was went to Vietnam, but my unit got pulled out, and I got sent to Germany. So I was very lucky. I got held in Thailand until my unit got packed up, and then I moved from Thailand to Germany.
How long did you stay there?
I was in a 2-year. I got drafted. I was a 2-year person.
So, I mean, this guy hit home to you. I mean, this could have been something that you could have been part of. I mean, this could definitely be you walking.
I was blessed. God blessed me. And when I got to Vietnam, I got held in Thailand until my unit got ready to move to Germany.
Now, when you're there, do you sit down and talk to the guys about their stories, or?
A lot of them don't want to talk about their life or their past, and we'll play cards with them, or keep them busy so they don't have to think about, okay, I got to leave here now. Where am I going to go?
Sure.
So we try to entertain a little bit, and they're just grateful for food and a clean shower to be able to clean up.
Which is big. I mean,
yes,
to be honest. I mean, is there any future that you know of developments coming around another area?
The schooling, I feel like now, since they're introducing the schooling to the veterans, I really like that program, and I hope they continue with it. But just getting people interested in doing it, taking the time. Okay, this could help you. Will you come and do it?
So the people that are coming into training, those are actually real people from a certain
certified teachers or
whatever skill trade it may be.
Right. And we've had people come in and come back as a volunteer. They have came in as a veteran, homeless veteran, and then get a job and get life straight with themselves and come in and start volunteering.
And volunteering themselves to give back. How cool is that? You share any stories while you were there of something that has really just wowed you while you were in the drop-in center volunteering?
I'm glad I get to take back to my unit in Belvedere and talk to people to pull in more volunteers, and that's my biggest goal, to get more volunteers, get more people involved, so it's not the same people over and over.
Sure.
You know, we have there's a lot of good volunteers, but if you look who's volunteer, it's usually the same people.
Over and over, just on a rotation, basically, going through.
And that's my biggest goal, is to get more people involved, so it's not so stressful for the volunteers to make it there every day or every week. Or
Yeah, 'cause if you're limited on space and limited on volunteers, you already said we got limited hours for them. But if there was more volunteers and you guys keep getting more and more people, you may just open up the hours
Right.
a little bit longer. You don't have to change facility for that.
No.
You don't have to, the bills don't really go up in the house because of that. It's basically, if you could go from 10:30 to 7, I mean, look how many more people you could have in there that's not crowded. It's not, overdoing it, but also, again, still giving back and accommodating the amount of people you can in one day.
Right. And that's the biggest goal of them all. Try to take care of everybody that comes in.
Have you guys ever ran into an issue where you guys had too many people in there at once before? Of like, oh my goodness, this is getting bigger than what we thought?
No, with it being they have to walk or find a ride there, it kind of keeps it down to 20 to 30 people at a time. But it's not, a lot of times you have a person come in for the next 3 or 4 weeks every day, and then all of a sudden they're gone, and then they're it could be a couple weeks, and then they come back in. So, but the goal is to get everybody a home, a job, and a life.
Amen to that. Is there anything else that people may not know that we didn't discuss about the drop-in center, or
just if you got time, come down and volunteer. That's the biggest help that we could use, is volunteers.
And there's no set hour. You don't have to work noon to 5 or volunteer noon to 5.
Usually it's a different group for each meal, and that's what we need our biggest volunteers for. But with the classes, we need skilled trades and skilled people to come in and teach the classes.
And that's all set up, I'm guessing, beforehand. Hey, so-and-so is going to be here on Tuesday next week.
Right.
And then as veterans come in, you just let them know if anybody's interested.
Right. Come on in, and
Tuesday at 3 o'clock,
we
so-and-so is going to be here.
We don't force anybody to do that, but we'd like to be able to have the opportunity that they could go ahead and do it if they wanted to. And there's always 6, 7 people coming in for classes to help.
As people to learn, or people to give back?
To learn and to give back for training.
And how long's the school program been going on?
It started about 4 years ago.
Oh, so it's been there for a little bit of time.
Right.
Then.
And they've had some people go out and get jobs after it, so it's a good thing.
Well, no matter what anybody ever does with that, I mean, you're not wasting your time. I mean, you're definitely giving back. I mean, it's going to something that everybody should be rallying behind.
They're very grateful. I mean, all the veterans will come in when you're coming in. Like I do a lot of clothes drives for them and stuff, and I'll bring the clothes. They'll come out and help me carry stuff in, and they want to have a picture with you. You know, you did, and they'll post these pictures all over the house to show that there's people who really care.
Yeah, and naive of me, but I guess anytime that I've looked at getting rid of clothes, it's always, you know, a Goodwill or the Salvation Army, the red boxes.
Right.
Again, I don't think enough people know you can literally drive right there
And
drop off a bag of
them
clothes.
off. Right, clothes, food, anything. And the best food to drop off is dry goods. You know,
Something you can store,
something we can store and don't spoil.
And again, there's no, just basically call this secretary and then she'll tell you when to drop stuff off or what hours
Right.
they're there.
They can. You can drop stuff off all day long. They're all open only 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and they open their doors at noon till 6.
So anytime between there, if you do have something you need to drop off.
You have to do it during that time.
Sure. All right, Jim. Well, I appreciate your time. We're pulling back up here to the dealership. Kunes here in Sycamore. If you guys got any questions, Jim is also an employee of Sycamore CDJR. If you guys got any questions for him, you guys can stop by, see us, or reach out to the numbers and stuff that we gave you guys. Anything you guys can do to support, will definitely be very appreciated. And Jim, if you don't have anything else, buddy, I appreciate your time. It was fun. I learned just in the short drive we had, there's just so much that you don't even think about, that people are facing challenges every day that, you know, we just look right past and don't even know.
Well,
So
I really thank you guys for giving us the opportunity to let people know about the drop-in center.
yeah, and
Thank you.
I've never even heard of such a thing. So I mean, it's amazing what people are doing, again, behind the scenes every day. And there's people just drive by, just such myself, and just don't even have a clue.
No, but to see the house and then the area it's in, it's like everybody's taking care of this place. So it's really nice that they got a house and they got the opportunity to help the homeless.
Like I said, and to get it in the right area. I mean, I think that's such a big deal. Is you got to be, unfortunately, in a underfunded area, because that's where most people are going to be.
The homeless people are at.
Correct. So how this lady has got it from that, and you guys to carry this on for her and everybody in that area is remarkable in itself. So we thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you guys got any questions, like I said, don't be afraid to call or help. That's all we ask for, is just volunteer and help.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.